told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Welcome to the Journey of Life podcast, aka your podcast, powered by Zozo the brand. If improving yourself, elevating and educating yourself is part of your life's goals, this is the podcast for you. I'm your host, Tendaisha Monalisa, now Dr. Tendaisha Monalisa, bringing you another episode of the Debrecen Diaries. And as per tradition, we have a special guest host. Welcome to the show. Feel free to introduce yourself, Sissy.
Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Rose, fellow Zimbabwean, fifth-year medical student, and a part-time makeup artist. So if y'all need makeup done, please add Belissa by Shay on Instagram.
Yeah, I'll definitely give her socials on here. And yeah, make sure you follow the podcast at JOL Podcast on Instagram. And you can follow me, your host, at Tenaisha Monalisa. And you can follow our guest host today at Beleza by Shay on Instagram. Wow. Today is a different kind of episode because, when I was discussing with her, I was just like, this is just going to be just an education segment the entire time. The journey of life is going to be mixed in here, but it's just going to be us giving you some gems about life. Yeah, so actually a little history on where I met this lovely friend of mine. We met here in Debrecen, of course.
Yes.
And this was like, how many years ago?
5 years ago.
5 years ago. But we became friends like...
Femme de la 10 days.
Yes.
So
it's like 3 years
close,
ago.
I think close friends 4 years ago.
Wow.
When I was in my second year.
Yeah. And it's really interesting how we became friends because, when these guys came, they had heard their own thing concerning me. So I think, they just kind of kept their distance a little bit. And then somehow life just joined us and we became really good friends.
Yeah.
And we actually realized we share a lot of like the same principles and, values, Christian values, moral values and everything. And yeah, this is one of my girls.
Yes, I'm here.
This is my Sazi. Like in Shona, we have this term. She's Zimbabwean, by the way, guys. In Shona, we have this term called Sazita, which means like a person that you share the same name with. So Rose's other name is Tendai, and I'm Tendaishe. So it's like
we call each other Sazi.
Yeah, it's short for Sazita. So that's a little bit of history about us, but I think you'll get to know us more when we're sharing with you. So yeah, this episode is pretty much if you're 25 and below, listen to this. We are just going to be dropping gems for you.
Dropping
just
our
for
life
you.
stories over here.
It has been real in life, in the city, everything. But yeah. So I divided it into like a few segments so that, maybe you can keep up with it. So there's like 5 segments: romantic relationships, friendships, career/study, finances, and then lifestyle.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we're gonna start with the romantic relationships.
Don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, you're still a child. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. You can go first.
Okay, on a serious note, let's be serious now. I feel like the first thing I could say is don't compromise on your values. Do not do it. All in the name of, I want to get into a relationship. Do not compromise because you'll end up putting yourself in a bigger hole than just remaining like single and stuff. So when you what I'm saying is don't compromise is pay attention to the red flags. Especially the crimson. There's a difference between red and there's a crimson red flag.
The red de la red.
The red de la red.
The piroche.
No, don't compromise, ladies. Don't compromise at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like even with guys too, like don't compromise on your standards. And when I say, I think compromise like is a big part of relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the things that we're saying don't compromise on are your core values as a
Yeah,
person,
your
the
core
things that you
values.
believe in as a person, like your
Mm-hmm.
moral compass. Don't compromise on that. For example,
Mm-hmm.
for example, like I think for me, like let's say things like a person's like attitude, like
Yeah.
being kind. For
Mm-hmm,
me,
mm-hmm,
it's a
mm-hmm.
value that's really important for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're an unkind person, you're a mean person, or you're a rude
Rude
person,
person, yeah.
I cannot compromise on those things,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or certain things that people are comfortable with, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we can compromise on like certain lifestyles, you know. Maybe you're not about this like party life and
Mm-hmm.
this person is about that. I'm not saying that people who are different can be together, but
They can be
sometimes
together.
you know that this is not something you believe in, or
Mm-hmm.
you're particular, you know, about this.
Mm-hmm.
Don't compromise on
Yeah, don't
that. Don't
compromise.
compromise on that.
I
Like
feel like
it's not that
for
deep.
me, my biggest compromise is religion. That's one thing I will not compromise on.
There you go.
So, like, if you want to date somebody, at least make sure that maybe you're in the same religion. I'm Christian, so I'm gonna make sure that I'm dating a Christian person, so that we have the same morals and values. So that's one thing. Like, I would never compromise on that. Definitely.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, these are some of those things that like if they're really important to you, don't compromise on them. Yeah. Mine is maybe this might be controversial, but sis, he's not your husband.
Tell them, do not do
He's not
wifey
he's not
duties
he's
as
not
a
your husband.
girlfriend. He's not your husband.
He's not your
100%.
husband. He's not your husband.
100%.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Just breathe. Breathe and
It's
hear this
okay.
from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm speaking from experience. I'm not even trying to, hey girl, see, my father has not even received like one dime.
One cow. Let alone 2, 3, 4,
Goat,
5.
a chicken, sis.
Mm-hmm.
So my advice to you, young ladies, yeah, he's not your husband. So do not treat him like he is your husband.
Yeah.
You know, I think, you know, I as I got past like my mid-20s, I actually realized a lot of the value in the things that we are taught concerning relationships. They are actually meant to preserve the relationship, not to curb our fun or to curb, you know, certain things, because everything comes with its levels and its time, everything in due time. So this is why sex is preserved for marriage.
Marriage, yeah.
This is why certain things are preserved for marriage. There's a value to that. And I think we can't see it until you cross that bridge and you realize that no, this was this should be experienced under the safety of a committed relationship.
Yeah.
You know, whether you believe in marriage or whatever you want to call it. But I think that's definitely my opinion. So if he's not your husband, stop treating him like your husband.
Don't do wifey
Granted, there are
duties
people
as
who are
a
married,
girlfriend.
you know, and who marry in their early 20s and they find their person. But sis, that if that person is not your person, you don't have a ring on your finger, he's not your husband. Don't be acting like he's your husband. Not saying don't treat each other well or do nice things for each other, but everything with its time. You know, even relationships, you know, they build in time. Like you can start, you're getting to know each other, you're friends, then it develops into a relationship. In some cultures where this is appropriate, then people like move in together. These are all levels
Steps,
to the relationship and to the level of commitment. Then it gets to marriage. So sometimes like we're just all over skipping all these very, very important things. And yeah, with skipping important things with the wrong people. That's my 2 cents. So sis, he's not your husband. I can't speak for the guys, but I'm speaking.
She's not your wife.
She's not your wife. Don't be going broke. Finishing all your pocket money. She's not your wife.
She's not your
wife. Don't be going broke paying for expensive things that you cannot afford. She's not your wife.
Honestly, you be buying label when you haven't even bought label for your own parents.
Exactly. She's not your wife.
She's not your wife.
You're not her dad. Like you don't need to be. It's not your responsibility to be providing certain things or playing a certain role in someone's life. Yes, it's great to be supportive and everything, but all these things in due time. You know, yeah, that's one for me.
That's true. I think my next point ties into yours actually. Like, take your time to get to know somebody. I've noticed, like, Debrecen people, not throwing shade or anything, but people get here and you're dating somebody after 2 weeks. Like, excuse me, do you know them?
There you go.
Do you know their background, where they come from, their values, their morals? What if, they're involved in some dinge things? You know nothing. So, like, take your time. Get to know somebody. And then get into the relationship, or decide that maybe this thing is not for me. Exactly. So, there is them people. Yeah, decline us sometimes.
It's so true. That's so true. I think, yeah, for sure. Take your time. I think even in life with everything, take your time, because time will always reveal things.
Exactly.
It will always reveal
exactly
everything that person is hiding or that is concealing, whether these are, I don't know, traumas or struggles or whatever. With time, all those things
will be revealed.
Will be revealed. So just be patient. I think
That's
patience
true.
is so important, because then you save yourself the heartache of having invested so much emotionally or even financially into this person, and sometimes that's what keeps people in these toxic relationships, because they look at how much they've invested in terms of time, whatever, emotion, I don't know, finance, and it's like, nah, I can't just leave this without some kind of return. And yet, if you take your time, you can actually get to know what you're getting yourself into.
Exactly.
So don't be too excited by someone being overly committed. Do they know you?
No.
Do they know you?
And don't be excited by the money too.
There you go.
In Zimbabwe, we have a saying that says Mari Muyenzi, which means the literal translation.
Yeah, money is a guest.
Money is a guest. Sometimes your guest comes, sometimes your guest comes and stays, then leaves. But sometimes your guest doesn't come at all.
There you go.
So don't be attracted by money.
Yeah, because
it won't get you far.
Then what? When that person, and do you know where it's coming from? You get what I'm saying? All these things. Yes, because y'all getting involved with some very shady people, shady business that could really. And some of you guys, if you're like me, you have a green bomber passport, and you're out here getting involved with the wrong people, sis, they'll send you straight back home, and you won't be able to come back for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, focus. Focus. Don't let these romantic relationships like scatter your head, make you lose your focus. Like, it's not that deep. Like, there's going to be so much time for you to date. You still have time to find love. It's not too late. You shouldn't be putting yourself in a rush. And for sure, like, true love will find you at the perfect time for you. And for some people that's earlier, for some people that's later. But like, I guess the point is that, like, at the end of the day, you have to trust that you will find that special person. And if they're going to be special with all these qualities, one of the best things you can actually do as a person is also work on yourself.
Yeah.
Because actually I realize that it's true, that sometimes most times we actually attract what we are. And when I look back and I'm just like,
as tough as it is to receive that word, it is so
sometimes
true.
you really have to check yourself. Like, why am I attracting these kind of guys or these kind of girls? Oh, why am I attracting all these girls who are always like after money or after my money or this or this or that? Maybe that's all you're presenting out there. That's what you're always doing. You're always flashing out. You're always, presenting that, oh yeah, so me, I can do this for you and do that for you. And you want to complain that people are gold diggers when all you do is flash your money. Same things with girls. You're attracting a certain type of guy. Like, where are you hanging out? How are you carrying yourself? And it reflects.
True.
It reflects in the type of guys that are approaching you, and you think about it that, okay, the type of guys that I want to approach me, like, would they be found in the places that maybe I'm going to? So could that be the reason why I'm not bumping into this caliber of guys? Or would they be keen on a person that is me?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you should change who you are, but if you want to attract certain things in life,
change who you are.
Is it dress how you want to be addressed?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a principle.
It's the principle.
It's either you take it or you don't. It's up to you. The results will tell you what you need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you have anything else on romantic relationships?
One thing that I feel like we should always do is to also pray about it.
Ooh.
Whilst you're taking your time, pray about it. Find out what God is saying about this particular person, girl or guy. Before you jump into that relationship that's going to cost you like a lot of years of trauma, heartache.
That's true.
So just when we're making these lifetime decisions, the best thing I feel like is just pray about it. Take your time and pray about it. Yeah.
Consult with God.
Hear what he's saying.
I think this is we need to.
That's
put
one
a
thing we
hammer in
don't do.
there.
That's why we're in these toxic relationships.
I'm telling you, and you're just like, and sometimes you know that God is like,
like it's not,
but
yeah.
God, but you could
But I
change your
just
mind
want to,
though.
but like
come on, look at him. Then God is like,
look at him, and then
I have
a
better
few
plans
years
for you.
later,
few hours late. Okay, I guess, with romantic relationships, we gave you some few. I think these are really principal things. Pray about it, take your time, and don't compromise. These are very, very important things. And then friendships. Woo!
Aye, this one, guys. You think you are friends with somebody, then oh wow,
oh my God, wow! You know what? I think I didn't realize like how friendships can impact your life. I think sometimes we're so centered around romantic relationships and we talk about them. But if you think about it, if you're not a serial dater, you only have like, let's say, a few in your lifetime, to be honest. But friendships, you will have a lot.
You will have a lot.
You will have a lot, and you will have long-term friendships that will surpass your romantic relationships.
That's true.
Because the friendships are the ones that stay behind after you've broken up with so and so and everything, and I think it's like, navigating friendships is not always easy.
It's not easy at all.
It's not always easy. I think for the most part, I didn't really, in my early 20s, like, I really didn't struggle like with friendships.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I didn't really have like too many toxic friendships or something like this. But I think it's also because of the kind of person that I am. I'm a person like, I keep people at arm's length.
Yeah.
A little bit. So you won't get close enough to be able to hurt me, And I think I'm not keen on mixing my friends, like my circle of friends, because I think I connect with my friends at an individual level.
Yeah.
So, and we connect on different things. So for me, it's not important for me for all my friends to be friends.
Yeah.
So, and I think sometimes, people make that mistake that they want everybody to be friends, and then we're this big group of friends, but sometimes some personalities don't gel, and then it becomes drama, and then it becomes that. So I think for me, like with friendships, like, no need to mix the circles if they don't naturally mix.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those lessons that are important. And choose your friends wisely.
This one's a tough one.
Yes, choose your friends wisely. Choose your friends wisely, because it's very interesting. I think especially for female relationships. I'm an only daughter, so like it's always been easier for me to make friends with boys than girls.
Me too.
So I would just gravitate towards what comes most naturally to me. I think in my adulthood, that's when I've made now, like when I came to uni, that's when I've made the most female friends I've ever had in my life. I mean, in high school, I did have some female friends, but they were not.
Yeah, you're right.
Like
a lot.
Me too.
Yeah,
this is the most female friends I've ever had in my life, and I think they're definitely one of the most fulfilling friendships I've got to experience. Like so empowering, so supportive, and I feel completely understood because the person can relate. You know what I mean?
True.
So it's been an interesting experience, and I've also seen some other friends have some toxic relationships, like gossiping about each other, sharing the most deepest and most intimate like secrets about each other, and putting it like, I don't know, on the fire pit for everybody. Like it's been crazy. So guys, choose your friends wisely. Choose your friends wisely.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
be able to take your time. Exactly. Even in friendships,
even
take your
friendships,
time.
take your time.
Why is this person friends with me? Because I think in uni, like people
Mm-hmm.
become friends for so many different reasons. Some is because, okay, this girl is
Same
like an
interests.
it girl.
Yeah.
So me, I also want to be
I
an
want
it
to be
girl.
known as the it girl.
And that we're going to be it girls together. That's the sole basis of the friendship. Some of it, so some things are very superficial.
Yeah.
But you can imagine that if one of those people involved in these friendships are feeling like, oh my gosh, this person is really my friend and they're right or die, and yet the friend is just like, nah, you're cute and we need to be together. So when things, hit the fan and you need like a friend, it's like, where's this person? When you're not cute, the person is not there. You know what I mean? So I think that's very important, to choose your friends wisely and to discover what it is that you guys are connecting about.
That's a good point.
Some friends are great friends when you are at the lowest point in your life.
Yeah.
And the moment you elevate, they cannot be friends with you anymore, because some people are much more invested in seeing you down.
Yeah.
Can the church say amen?
Amen.
Yes. So as long as you're down, you're that person that makes them feel better about their life. So that's why they like being friends with you, because you know what? It makes them feel better, So that's also not like a true friendship, That's like a twisted way of friendship, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So you need to be careful. Evaluate those friendships, and also evaluate yourself. Who are you?
Who are you to those people? Yeah.
Well, how are you participating in the friendship? Maybe you're constantly feeling like people are not there for you. Every time you feel a way about a friendship, reflect it on yourself. I don't feel like, this person's calling me enough. Are you calling? I don't feel like this person is making enough effort to, like, I don't know, meet up or hang out. Are you, extending that effort? So, like, reflecting that first before you blame the other party.
Yeah.
And I think in relationships, friendships, whatever, family, whatever, grace. You need to give grace for people to be human, for humanity. You need to give grace and space for humanity. Sometimes people are going to go through really tough things and they can't show up. And they can't tell you as well.
They can't tell you as well, yeah.
So you have to have those friendships that you know what, this person has my best interests at heart. So whatever it is that they're doing, they're not intentionally doing it to hurt me.
No.
And if you have a friend that you can trust that their intentions are good, then you never have to worry, even if sometimes they go missing or whatever, because I think one of the things that really hurt me in a friendship that I had was when the person, expressed that, like, I was intentionally like not being there for them, and all these things, because for me it was like it was an attack on my character.
That's not the case. Yeah, exactly.
And that really, really hurt, that you're my friend, but you actually think the worst of my character. You actually think the worst of me. That one, I don't want good things for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm jealous of you. Because this is what it was, and
insinuating,
I won't go into the details. I'm jealous of you and all these things. And for me, I was like, so even you too,
you think
where is your
like
survival instinct? Why are you keeping friends that you feel have these type of intentions towards you, And for me, I was like, that was such I tried to evaluate myself, and I did see how I had not been able to show up the way I typically show up as a friend in that friend's life. But I was going through a very tough time.
You were going through a tough time as well,
and everything, and I just didn't have the words to express it and everything. But they didn't give me the grace. They didn't give me the benefit of the doubt. And I felt like for all the times that I had actually been present and shown up, did that not help you to be like, you know what, I know my friend. Actually, typically she's this way.
But there's something wrong.
There's something wrong. But the first place you went is that I'm not supportive, I'm potentially jealous, and so that was very hurtful for me. And I feel like eventually I saw that this is not a friendship that I could keep, because it constantly made me question myself. I started to develop anxiety around the friendship. I felt like a child almost,
Mm-hmm.
because I was constantly, you know,
Walking on eggshells.
And, you know, and I wanted to do things from an authentic place, but now you're scared that, oh, I don't want my friend to think this. I don't want to think that I'm neglecting them. I don't want to, everything, you're operating from fear and anxiety. And I was just like, well, this is not a friendship.
For me.
Yeah, because I cannot go through things in the friendship. And people will go through things, heavy things. And if you cannot give them grace and space to go through life, like, then
at least you realize that friendship had run its course. Because some friendships are just there for the season.
Ooh.
And that season was over.
Yeah.
And like, as hard as it is, but when you're moving on to a next stage in life, sometimes you have to leave some people behind. So it's good that you actually saw that, no, this is not benefiting me anymore in any way. Which is always hard to let go of friends, because imagine you've built a friendship for like 4 or 5 years with somebody and then you just have to cut it off. But sometimes it was just for that season.
Yeah. I think it's one of the pieces of advice that you gave me that time. And
did?
Yes. You always said this, that some people come into your life and they're your destiny helpers.
Yeah.
You know? And that's they're there to help you to progress to the next step. It doesn't mean that they're going to be part of that next season that you're going to be in, ushered into, but they're there to help you to get to that
next level. Yeah.
So yeah, it's difficult not to attach, you know. But some people, that's literally what they're just coming to do. You know? Yeah. But I think friendships are some of the most beautiful relationships I think I've gotten to experience. And I've made some friends that I feel like, and I hope and pray that they will last a lifetime.
Yeah, here to stay.
That they will last a lifetime. They're not just destiny helpers. They're not just seasonal.
Honestly, like, let us be both destiny helpers at the long run, friend. You know, exactly everything.
You know, like I want to see their children. I want to see them progress, and I want to see them. So you will make those kind of friends.
Yeah.
And finding those kind of friends is not like something that you just bump into.
No.
So I think a lot of people, sometimes it feels a bit lonely. You feel like everybody's gotten their friend and everybody's like has their bestie and you don't. It's okay. Like, take your time. Your friends are coming, and if you're particular, it's not easy for you to find a best friend. You know, if you're taking your time to align yourself with people that align with your principles, that align with your values and your direction in life.
Yeah.
This is important when you're picking friendships, I think. That, like, where are we going? You know, what's my plan in life? Because me, there was a time I was lost.
But you found your way back.
I found my way back. I really had to evaluate myself. I think even on just a level of like, what are you studying? And the type of friends that you have, and what you do with these friends as well, you know? Because I think there was a time, like, especially, I think around when I was like first year, most of the friends that I had, because then I was in BMC, and BMC was like, girl,
vibes.
Exactly. So it didn't matter for me to have, I don't know, friends that are in BMC and whatnot. But like when I started first year med school, like, most of the friends that I had were not med students.
Yeah.
You know, barely med students. It was mostly like, I don't know, business. Yeah, like so far from everything. And these guys, their lifestyle was very, very different.
Because they're in a different campus as well.
Yeah, very different from the lifestyle I would have to have. So having those kind of friends, like, there's nothing wrong with it, but they couldn't be part of my lifestyle as a medical student, because they would be able to go out more and maybe party more or hang out more than I would. And I needed those kind of friends who are going to push me in this direction, who even understand this type of struggle,
going through,
you know, because they're also in it, and we can encourage each other and everything. So I also had to start building friendships that are aligned with what I want to achieve in life. That's also important. And I think sometimes people kind of misconstrue that with putting other people down or being selective or classist, but no, it's actually making a conscious decision on the type of energy that you're introducing into your life and how it is aligned with what you want to achieve, what you want to do, the person you want to become. So of course, like, if you want to become, I don't know, a better makeup artist, align yourself with Beleza by Shay.
Well, of course.
I don't know what you'll be doing here at Blessed Hands here because I will not help you.
She just had to throw in my business. You see, this is good friendship, guys. She's hyping me up, like literally hyping me up.
I cannot help you. And people ask me, oh, do you do makeup? I'm like, plug my friend. She's amazing.
People ask me, do you do hair? And I'm like, but have you seen me post hair on my page? No.
No, I don't.
But I know who does hair though, so
Yeah. So yeah, definitely friendships that build you up.
Yeah.
Not tear you down or make you feel like you're less than. I feel like and I hope I'm this person to my friends because I think I'm surrounded by people who believe in me. I think that's so important in friendships because I remember I wanted to make a YouTube channel for the longest time.
Yeah.
For a couple of years, but I think at that time that I started to get the courage to do it and stuff, I wasn't surrounded by people who believed in me. I think that time we hadn't really met or become close.
I don't remember.
Yeah. And like it was just something that people kind of made a little jest about, not in a big mocking way, but it was enough for me to feel apprehensive about it. So I never pursued it because I just felt like, people kind of don't take it seriously. It's just like this little joke thing and everything. And I think when I decided to have the courage to do it, it came out from me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, nah, I don't care. I'm going to do it. And I think having people who believe in the things that you're dreaming about is so important. Having friends that believe in you and in your dreams is important. It can make the difference between whether you're going to pursue something or not, right? Yeah. But I'm not saying that you should be dependent on other people's feedback, but they are the people who give you the support or the push. Because before everybody knows who Beleza by Shay is, I'm pretty sure the first people who put the word out there are the people who know you.
Yeah, they're my friends.
Exactly, your friends. So you should be surrounded by friends who believe in you and who are supportive of the things that you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very important. Be it like your art forms or what, and they're pushing you to become better. Like friends that are pushing you to drink less, to do things that are better for yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Because some people are just like, nah, we need to be down together, and it feels like it's authentic friendships. But no, you need to be up together. You need to be up together. You need to be doing better together. We're not saying that we're perfect. No. We're saying that we are trying.
No, but when we are down, we pick each other up.
Exactly.
That's the main thing.
And hold each other accountable. Hold each other accountable in friendships. If sometimes you sit down and you're like, are you okay? I feel like this is really putting you down and this and this and this and that. And maybe, you don't need to entertain this anymore. This is how it's to be real with your friends and to see when they're struggling or when they are being short-sighted about something, because sometimes maybe there's one guy and they're just like,
and you'll be holding them tight.
But because
you will not let go. You will not let go. We've all had those moments, but we thank God for growth.
Exactly. And I think friends that will just be honest with you that maybe you're not seeing this, but this is what's happening here. Just check it, respectfully, of course. Jealousy. We know that a lot of female friendships are riddled with jealousy. Yeah. I don't even know where to begin with that because I feel like it's not something that I personally have experienced in friendships.
I've seen it in other friendships.
Yeah.
Where maybe people are jealous of each other's businesses mostly. Yeah, so
if they're in the same business,
so even if it's just different, but the fact that someone is doing better than you.
So do you feel like there's it's possible to have a healthy competition?
Yeah, you need healthy competition, I feel. Because it will push you to always be step ahead of yourself,
But where's the line where it's it's still healthy? And because for me, for example, I think I'll say that so if I haven't, because I'm not really good, let's say, with this like content creation. I
Yeah.
find it very draining because it's
Mhm.
not just something I'm
It
naturally
is.
talented at.
Mhm.
But I think because of these business that we do, that we want to put out there on
Mhm.
Instagram
Mhm.
and things like that, you need to
It's
be,
pushed us to make
so for
content.
me, when I see that I've been slacking for a while, and then
Mhm.
I see you guys posting, I see
Mhm.
Al posting, I'm like, I need to get
I
back
need
on
to
my
go.
game.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
I need to get back on my game. I need to,
That's true.
that's the push I feel,
I'm the same as well.
but I feel like I don't feel like I want to
Do
be better
better.
or do like, no, like I want to be the one who's doing the best.
Mhm.
I want to be
Mhm.
the one who's on top of everyone, or something like this. I feel like it's that nudge that you need to stay on
You need
point.
to stay on
Stay
point.
stay on top of your game, kind of thing. But I feel like some people can easily feel that way. They
Yeah.
feel that they need to gatekeep,
Mhm.
you know and I would be lying if I say that maybe I haven't felt those kind of feelings, because I think they're
Mm.
very
I
normal
feel like they're normal.
and human to feel. But I think
Mhm.
that's the point of where you need to question yourself. Why am I feeling this way?
Mhm.
Why am I feeling that my presence in this space is threatened by this other
Mhm.
person? Because most of the time it's never about them, it's
No, it's never
reflecting
about
something
them.
in
About you.
yourself.
Yeah.
So for me, now I'm like, it means I have to do something. I
Mhm.
have to improve something. It's time for me to improve something about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I've been stagnant.
Mhm.
Where have
What
I been
should I do?
stagnant?
Yeah.
What can I do better? What can I bring better to the
Mhm.
table? This has got nothing to do with the
With
other person.
at
It's
all.
all
It's
about
all about
you.
you. It's all about you.
Exactly. It's all about you and what you need to focus on. Because most of the time, if you're operating at your best, what you
Mhm.
can manage, you will feel accomplished.
Yeah, you will.
You will feel accomplished. But if you're not, it's very easy for other people's, I think, progress or accomplishments to intimidate
Mhm.
you.
Mhm.
And then you're just now giving evil eye
give it,
because
give
someone
it evil
else,
eye.
i-
Hey.
and
Mm.
it will stunt your growth
It actually will.
because you'll be busy focusing on who?
Other
On someone
people.
else and not yourself.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. So, ooh, careful in these friendships, guys.
Careful.
Careful, careful, careful. Tread carefully.
Vet each other out.
Yeah, and have grace. Have grace
Mhm.
in
Have
friendships.
grace.
Don't be so
Uptight.
stiff-necked,
Yeah.
stiff-necked about
Mhm.
everything, and so focused on negative things.
Mhm.
Because as
Mhm.
far as we've said, there's sometimes in friendships there's all this jealousy stuff and everything.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be the sole focus of friendship that you're always
You're
anticipating
always.
that someone is jealous of you. Why?
Or you can't even approach someone because you know that they're gonna blow it out of proportion or something like that.
I'm telling you, like,
And that
why
friendship
why is someone
it's not
jealous
for
of
you.
you?
Exactly. That friendship is not for you.
I'm telling you, did you mop
It's
the
not for
Danube
you.
with a mop bucket and a mop? Please. Ah,
You
I
gotta love
beg.
these friendships sometimes.
Yeah. And just relax, relax,
Mm.
relax. So we move on to career
Yeah.
and study. Because I feel like for us, we're more towards now career, and
Career,
it's
yeah.
shifting from that study
And
place.
it's scary.
Very scary.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, exactly. Like if you're below 25 and you're still in uni,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be okay. Like,
It is gonna be okay.
yeah, like you're studying, there's nothing that is delaying in your life. This
Mm-hmm.
thing that you're doing is important for the next step
Yeah, for
or
the
the
next step.
career that
Mm-hmm.
you want to do. So don't be so focused on the future that you lose sight of the present
Mm-hmm.
that you're in, and that even then is something that you've been looking forward to.
Yeah.
And especially for people who are in med school, because it's long.
Girl,
And
it's long.
or people who are generally doing programs that are long. Maybe you're
Mm-hmm.
doing a 1-tier program that's going to take you at least like 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like that can feel like a lifetime, and it can feel like everything is kind of passing you by.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, relax.
Your time will come.
Your time will come, and it is coming.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
keep working on it so that it will come.
Mm-hmm.
If you lose focus, you lose your motivation, then yeah, things will
Yeah.
fall apart.
I think I had a problem with that after my first degree, actually,
Mm.
because my original thing was to do medicine, of course, since I'm here. So then I went through an agent. She's like, "Oh no, you do 3 years in Malaysia, then another 3 years in Australia. You get your degree."
Mm.
Fair and fine, fair and fine. I finished my degree at 23. in my mind, I said by 25, I'm going to be married. I'm going to have a kid. I'm going to,
Girl.
jokes.
Girl.
So after that, I was now like, okay, so what's the next step? In my heart, I knew I wanted to do medicine. But now I'm like, okay, let me just find jobs because like, I can't go back to school. I can't be doing this because my problem is like, I'm going to finish medical school when I'm like 30. Literally my whole life plan. This is not what I wanted. This is not what we discussed. This is not what I want. You know, so that thing of just don't lose sight of your goal. My goal was to do medicine. But obviously I went through other channels. But I'm still here. So like no matter what life throws at you, just if you have a goal that you want to do that. Don't worry about like outside factors. Okay, my parents want me to do this. I want to get married at this time. I want a business by this time. I want a car, I want a house. Don't worry about that. Just focus on that original goal that you had in mind. Otherwise, you'll regret it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I might have regretted it if I didn't come back to school. But yeah, we are here.
Exactly. And you're almost done.
I'm almost done at 30. Wow.
And it will not make it any less of an achievement.
At all.
And I think you actually realize like you are not where you'd need to be for you to be the best, let's say, mother that you would have wanted to be, you know. I think it's something I realized too, because like I you know, when I
you see somebody study like that, you know that.
You guys know now, because for me, I decided, no, let me tell you guys on this podcast. Let me share with you.
It's the same thing.
No, mine is wild because I had it planned out in my head.
Yeah, true.
That when I graduated,
yo,
when I graduated, like that's the day that I'll be engaged. So the dream was that, you know, like, I don't know, me and this, like, you know, potential fiance boyfriend, like, who graduate like the same day, and then surprise that's not a surprise. And then, you know, both our families will be there because you know, we're both graduating, so naturally, you know,
everybody's there.
And he would have already talked to like my parents and asked for their it's so elaborate, asked for their blessing before. And as I'm walking out of main building, the whole family's are there. He's just kneeling by the stairs.
Or maybe we're holding the plaques, will you marry me, and all this. And
he's just kneeling by the stairs, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then everything, you know. So I thought that this is how it would happen, and then I'll get engaged, and of course from there we may get married and everything like that. And I would have my kids, like, I wanted to have my first kid like in my late 20s. I didn't want to have kids past my 30s, at least to start a family. Now I'm just like,
I think that's where we're headed.
Exactly.
That's where we're headed.
So
and
the thing is, like, yes, actually, like, don't get caught up in the timelines.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you this right now. How old am I?
27.
You sure it's not 26?
No, yeah. Look at you trying to go backwards.
It's only until I'm now 27 that I think I've now dealt with like address some of the traumas that I needed to address. And I think about it now and I'm just like, man, these things were going to affect a lot of things. My relationship, that long-term relationship that I want with, you know, the man that I will spend the rest of my life with and stuff like that. I don't want to hurt them with all my stuff from back then. I don't want to mess it up because I'm carrying all those things.
Of baggage,
it was going to affect the way I would mother these children that I wanted to have when I'm so ill-equipped for it, you know, both mentally, emotionally, and everything. And so basically we're saying right now, you're still discovering yourself. You're going to learn a lot of things. And you're going to experience a lot of things that will, you know, hammer your character and your personality and everything. And that's what will make you prepared for what's coming in the future. So don't get caught up in the timeline because the timeline is moving towards what's best for you.
And timeline is different for everybody.
Yes. And so make sure you're working, you're putting in the work so that when those blessings come, you are ready to receive them. You're ready to handle them, and you handle them with care. Because surely if I had, I don't know, met my husband then and we are married and everything, I'd be a terrible partner, terrible mother, and all these things. Or I'll be trying to navigate these very deep and personal things and going through the motions when there's baby. There's no time to think about yourself when there's baby here. There's in-laws, there's this, there's that,
there's
you know.
There's your job.
So all these things, like, I think God, he really does have he has
plan.
the plan and the perfect plan for you,
Mm-hmm.
because he knows what you're ready and what you're not ready for. He
Mm-hmm.
even knows also the things that you want, and he's like, but you're not ready
But
for
you're
it.
not ready for that.
I need to prune you a little bit more, so
Mm-hmm.
that you can be a productive plant, you can bear
Mm-hmm.
fruits,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and in season as well. So definitely, like,
Definitely.
with your studies, with your career, don't let a, a lot of these external things like
Yeah,
push
external
you into
factors.
places that you don't need to be in. You're in the
Mm-hmm.
right
Mm-hmm.
place right now to achieve exactly what you need to achieve in the
Mm-hmm.
time that you need to achieve it.
Yeah.
So focus on
On
that
that.
and put your best energy into that,
Mm-hmm.
and into yourself, discovering the things that you like and you don't like, you know, nurturing some talents that you've, you know, left
Mm-hmm.
behind. If you can afford it or you have access to it, you know, I think invest in some therapy things. It
Yeah.
could be psychotherapy, it could be group therapy, it could be,
Mm-hmm.
you know, different forms of therapy, because sometimes I think we're stuck on thinking the me against a
The
therapist,
one-on-one.
one type of thing. But there's many ways to achieve this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, reading books
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, listening to content that will develop you further, you know, listening to the Journey of Life
That's
podcast.
right.
Hello, you know, it will grow you so much into a
Mm-hmm.
more confident person, a more aligned person. And I promise you, when that thing comes, it will come at the right
It will
time
come
for
at the right
you.
time, yeah.
So take your time, chill
Be in
out.
the moment.
Yes,
Get that
and
degree.
you're so young. We
Yes.
are even so young.
Hey, sister, hey. We're young and hot.
We have seen some things, some pain, you know.
No,
So
we are still young. We're
we're
still
still
young.
young.
Mm-hmm.
You're
We're
still
still young.
young. So don't be putting so
Don't
much
put
pressure
pressure
on
on your tongue.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any advice as far as like studying
Um,
or career or something
while
like
studying,
this?
I guess we can also just be practical about it,
Mm,
and like write your vision down,
mm,
write your goal down in terms of studying. Write what you want to achieve for that semester.
mm,
You know, maybe you want to switch things up a little. Say I want to study like 3 hours every weekend or 3 hours a day, but put it down.
mm,
Tell someone about it so they can be accountable
mm,
and like push you towards it.
mm.
Career wise, I think that one is more for you because you're about to, you know,
Anyways, we're
go to
on
the next stage.
Amen.
Get to the next
Amen.
stage.
Anyways,
Like,
you guys already know I'm carrying you guys on this
mhm,
journey, you know, the journey of life. And I will be telling you guys, like, you know, um, what's going on, the
mhm, mhm.
hardships or the good things or whatever. But I think I realized for the most part that, like, I think I'm so much more patient
Yeah,
because
you are.
my time is coming.
Mm-hmm. You actually are.
And whatever rejection I feel I'm facing, it's just redirection to the thing that is it for
It's a
me.
word, guys.
Yes,
Rejection be redirection.
yes, to the thing that will
Mm.
hit the spot.
Mm-hmm,
And I
mm-hmm,
think maybe one thing that maybe when you're young you don't grasp is that principle that you need to put in the work,
mm-hmm.
because you're leaning so much on, oh, you know, the things for me are the things for me. No, it doesn't mean
Yeah,
that you're not supposed to put in the works,
you
because
have
the
to put
things
in
for
the
you
work.
will come and you're not ready for them. A
Yeah,
job opportunity will come and then you're
will
not
pass you
prepared,
by.
you know. So it goes hand in hand. The
Mm.
things will come, the things for you will come, and you need to be
You
preparing
need to be
yourself
ready
for
for it.
those
Yeah.
things. You need to be working for it so that it will be able to align. So I think
Mm-hmm,
that's something that I'm trying to work on in myself as well,
mm-hmm,
that okay, I want these opportunities, I need to be ready for them,
mm-hmm.
and I need to be working for them, you know. I need to earn them
Need to earn them.
and
Yeah.
fight this imposter syndrome, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because that's the only way to I think one of the ways you can fight it is by obviously mentally, you know, telling yourself that no, I deserve to be here, and
Mm-hmm.
equipping yourself so that you can feel confident in your deserving to be in that place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, career wise, and yeah, because I'm hoping there are people probably listening to this podcast
Yeah.
who are 25 and below and who are already
Who
working,
already
who have
exactly.
left uni or something
Mm-hmm.
like this, and maybe this could help as well.
Yeah.
And then finances.
Mm-hmm. Well. Uh. Yeah. Okay, since we're students, right?
Mhm.
I feel like it's always good to have a side hustle
Okay.
so that you can make your finances balance, or you can do whatever you want with the money that you worked hard for.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, also for those who are not studying, always have like multiple streams of income. That's something like my dad always used to say, always have multiple streams of income. You never know which one is going to work, which one's going to bear fruit. Maybe all of them are going to bear fruit, maybe just one or two, but like for safety and to be more secure. Because you never know with just a proper 9-to-5 job. Things can go wrong anytime. But at least if you have your money on the side, you're kind of safe and secure on the finances.
Fair enough.
But it's hard as medical students because it's like we want to work too, but it's
like they say, time is money, and our time is
exactly
being
like
invested
our
in
time is
something
invested in books.
Yeah.
But just
I think I'll throw a spanner in the works and say that entrepreneurship is not for everyone.
No, it's not.
And I feel like there's just been so much feedback about entrepreneurship that a lot of people who are not, I guess, inclined that way feel like they are not doing, the best or something like that.
I get you, yeah.
Because many times, like I've done hair for people, and they're like, really giving me props for this and everything like that, and then they would like reflect it on themselves, like, but I'm not
doing anything
good at anything, and and whatnot. But they would focus on the things that maybe they feel that's what's being valued in society. So, for example, here in Debrecen, I guess things like doing hair, doing makeup,
nails,
barbing, I don't know, event planning, whatever is popping, baking, whatnot. And for people who are not talented or gifted that way, they end up feeling like, but I'm not really doing anything with myself. Personally, I feel like not everybody is oriented that way. You know what I mean?
True.
Some people are just really good at saving, and that's okay to be really good at saving the money that they do have and stuff like that. So I think for me, it's like to best apply yourself with the resources that you have.
Yes.
And if you can, build like a side thing, do it. If you're great at saving and you can invest your savings, then do that. I don't think there's any right way to do life as long as you're making money honestly and you're producing results that are exponentially growing you, then I think that's pretty good too. There's nothing wrong with having a 9-to-5. Because I think there's a lot of people who work 9-to-5s and work very fulfilling jobs and have very fulfilling lives. They make enough, they invest, their savings into other things that provide them with other streams of income and stuff like that. So like, don't get caught up in this
social media
one way
thing
of doing things, and that's what's popping. Not everybody is an entrepreneur, I guess, in the world, that is making money or doing well in life. People are doing different things. People are very okay and satisfied working their 9-to-5s, going up the corporate ladder and stuff like that, working for other people, working for other companies. It's not an inherently bad thing. It's almost like everybody's is trying to be like, no, I want to work for myself, But I mean, if I can work for someone and make so much money,
why not?
Yeah,
why
it's
not?
not a terrible thing. And if I'm doing something that I do love, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think, like, don't get caught up in that. I think for me, as someone, let's say in uni, who, let's say you're dependent on income from your parents,
home, exactly,
your pocket money, and let's say it's enough to do what it needs to do, right? I think the advice that I would give is like, stop buying all that nonsense. Because that's what I used to do. She said
stop buying the nonsense.
Guys, if I show you the amount of nonsense that I have to get rid of now, that I was busy buying when I was like in BMC and first year, it's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like some of those things that I've never, I'm so embarrassed because if I show people, I remember one time we were chilling.
Now I want to see those things.
And I was showing people and like we were just laughing like for 4 hours straight, the whole morning. They were laughing at me. We were laughing about all the nonsense I just used to buy. Because I think I had this mentality that like, as long as it's cheap, it's not a waste of money.
It. Yeah.
And these things, they add up. So stop buying all that nonsense that you don't need. I think,
and don't buy things to keep up with clout or your fellow students or your friends or something.
Exactly. And I promise you, you make the outfit doesn't make you.
Exactly. Stay within your means, your budget.
Exactly. So, and sometimes it's not even like just about staying within your means as well. It's just like sometimes you're just being a consumer.
Yeah.
Just buying things,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can't, you have the money, but just because you have the money doesn't necessarily mean you can afford it. And yeah, but you're just buying things for the sake of you can, you don't really need it, so you could actually keep that money for it to grow or to save it for other things that will come, or invest in other things that will come, help out someone. I don't even know. Just doing things that are not necessary.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way. And I think I used to do that a lot. And for me, it was unnecessary. Two, I couldn't even afford it in the first place.
But you were just buying it.
Because why am I scraping coins to go and buy groceries? But I bought one plastic shoe in Asia Centrum because I thought it was cheap. Yes. I get you. And the shoe for 3K is really cheap. But now I bought this shoe. Can I eat this shoe?
No, you can't.
Can I wear it in the streets? I also can't. So it's just a waste. I can't even give someone that shoe because it's just so ridiculous, So that's what I'm saying. Like, stop buying all these nonsense trinkets and things that you don't need. Like, think about every purchase carefully. Why? Because this is how you develop your money habits.
Yeah.
So this is how you develop your money habits. Your impulsiveness, and all these things. This is how you build them up. In this time where you're still in uni and you're managing your pocket money. If you're an impulsive person, you just buy everything, you'll always be an impulsive person. So you need to start building that like discipline with your money. Okay, do I really need this? Start building discipline. Okay, you know what? I'm going to. Typically, maybe if you're that person, you walk into something, you buy it right away. You give yourself time, 1 or 2 weeks. You say, okay, I'm going to wait 2 weeks.
I'm going to think about it.
And for me, what would happen when I started like trying to do this, when I go back, it's no longer there.
Especially here in Deb. So, like if you say I will buy it next week, best believe it's no longer there.
Exactly. And for me, that would help me because for me, it was like, I know that I didn't really need this, so I didn't want it that badly. But I was just like, but it's nice, and if I can have it, fine.
Why not?
So
why not buy it?
That's how I started to build my discipline. So try to build your discipline and your money habits bit by bit now, to try not to be impulsive, pay for things that you need. I think these are good ways,
to save up.
Order less, cook more. These are good finance habits to have that will help you in the future, So I think definitely take care of this, guys. And then lifestyle. This one is broad.
The lifestyle.
Yes.
Hey.
The lifestyle you develop, like I said, all these things that you're getting used to, don't think that it's going to change all of a sudden. It's going to change once you turn 25. It's going to change once you're in a serious relationship. It's going to change once you're engaged. It's going to change once you're married with kids. It's not, because you are building it up.
You have to put in the work, yeah.
So if you're a person that really feels like maybe a certain lifestyle is not something that you'd still want to have at a certain age, you might as well start building that lifestyle that you actually want right now, because habits are hard to break. If you think excessive drinking is not something you want to be doing well into your mid-20s, then start cutting down on your alcohol intake now. If you think that, I think by the time I'm 25, I really want to be on point, like with my fitness and with my eating habits, then right now is the time to start doing it.
Right now is the time to change it, yeah.
Yes, it's not going to happen all of a sudden when you're 25. And I promise you, when you turn 25, you're going to feel it in your body.
Especially if you're a lady.
Oh,
I don't know about guys though, but...
They're all, I think they feel it, because I'm just seeing all these small boys, they hit 25, I'm like, whoa.
What happened?
What happened? Like, what happened? But it's because, like, you're not building the discipline. And then everything hits you. Because, I think, like, mid-20s is that time when you're in between being a youth and being
an adult.
Being an adult as well. And it's like, so everybody expects you to have the same, like, let's say, endurance, strength, agility that a young person should have. And yet at the same time, your body's starting to feel that age coming through.
Yeah.
So practice like really good habits in terms of your lifestyle. I don't know exercise.
Stop smoking, stop drinking. Because
Thank you.
a lot of young adults, you don't realize that all of these things got to catch up with you 10 to 20 years in your life. Like
Sometimes
when we go at the practices, it's the same story. Oh, I used to drink like this 30 years ago.
Yes.
Oh, I used to smoke like this 20 years
Yes.
ago. And it's like, it's the small decisions that we make now that are going to determine our future.
And the quality
of that
life.
future.
Not the money. Because I promise you, you might have all the money in the world, you know. Because I remember, I think I was talking to a friend or an acquaintance or someone I knew, and I just, it was interesting how for them, the fact that, you know, they were doing really well in life, they would have access to the best healthcare, the best of everything. And I'm like, like, okay, do you think you have the best access to organs as well? They will replace your heart, your liver, your lungs, your what,
Just
your
because
what.
you're rich don't mean you're gonna be first on the transport list. It don't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
There you go. And I mean, for example, like, you can be rich, but you might not have certain things readily accessible to you there when you need it. You know what I mean? So these are some of the disadvantages that you can have, even if you have the means. So if you're not taking care of your body, you know, thinking that you have access to the best healthcare, best this and best that, don't play yourself.
Don't play with it,
I think your body is the biggest investment that you can ever make, outside of all the money that you can make. Because you know what? You'll make the money, your body will fail and you will die.
Yeah.
You will leave it here for us to chop.
Yes.
Or I don't know, for your future generations and things like that.
Yeah.
So invest in your health, exercise, like, you know, eat, you know, healthy and everything like that. Smoke less, drink less, pop pills. I don't know, all these pills that you pop. Do all of those things less.
Less and less.
Less, you know,
and try to stop
because
it completely.
it is only taking away from the quality of life that you live. You feel invincible now, but I promise you,
10 years down the line.
It's not even 10 years now, because the level of excessiveness that people are doing it. You turn 25 and you're feeling it. You turn 25 and you look like you have lived a lifetime, you know? Because I promise you, these habits, they take your youth, they take your beauty, they take everything. And you're out here, you're walking with us. Some of us, we are almost hitting 30. And
but we still look like we're 16 though.
You're not only looking older, you're feeling older, because you're aging your body with all these habits that you have, all this excessive drinking, you know, poor eating habits and everything like that. I didn't even know how unhealthy I was until I started to be healthy. Because for me, I think, you know, worrying about my weight, as far as like, you know, gaining weight, was never a thing. So for me, I felt like I had the free ticket to eat whatever I want, all the junk, whatever. And that's what I used to do, because it never showed in my body, you know, as far as like weight gain, you know, excessive weight gain is concerned, right? And then I started to work out because I wanted to create a routine. And, you know, you can't do that with the poor diet.
No.
The diet has to be on point as well. So that shifted. And honestly, I didn't realize I felt so much energy.
Yeah, you feel so strong.
In years.
Yeah.
In years. And I was older then than I was. I was like, I feel energetic. I feel alert. You know, like my brain is like, you know, and
I
all
even
these
feel
things.
it now when I'm not going to the gym. I'm like, damn, I actually miss exercising.
Yeah, you feel sluggish.
I feel sluggish. I feel tired. I just feel like I'm sick. There's something wrong. Like I just need to exercise. Ooh. You know, you really feel it.
Yeah. So I think for me, like, for sure, I encourage that, like, exercise, change up these lifestyles. Like, you're not really benefiting anything. I'm not saying you're not supposed to have fun. I'm not saying you're not supposed to try out new things. But some of these things, they are actually not worth it. You're not enjoying them that badly. And they are ruining your health. They are ruining the quality of life and the amount of fun you're going to be able to have in the future.
Yeah.
You know? Because here you are. Now you have diabetes and you're only 30. Here you are. Now you have hypertension and you're only 30.
You have had
failure, exactly. All these chronic diseases, they come with you having to maintain a certain lifestyle. It's going to clip your wings. There are things you're not going to be able to do. so young when you're supposed to have the energy to do it. You're not going to be able to do it already. Before you know it, you're already struggling with arthritis, because these are comorbidities. If you have hypertension, if you have diabetes, there are other things, the baby things that come with it.
Kidney failure is coming soon.
Everything comes with it. So you can really, really avoid this. And for a lot of us, it's already in our genetics. We already have parents, relatives, and family members who are already, diabetics, who are already hypertensive, who already have all these illnesses that they already have. And we are out here.
We're going to add fuel to the fire.
You and your genetics. You think you can be this reckless with your life?
Yeah.
You can be eating up a straw, McDonald's every day, KFC, and everything with your genetics. And you know what I mean? So and you can't just build it then all up. You need to build the discipline now. You need to build it. I think that's one of the greatest decisions I made for myself at that time. It wasn't even for the health benefits or anything like that. But I think now it helped me to build something that will, I think, keep me strong. And and I value that so much that I'm like, nah, I don't need to do this to my body with the drinking. I don't need to do this to my body with smoking. I don't need, I value that so much. I respect my body so much because I've put a lot of, work into it, So for me, I'm just like, I hate it when I feel unwell.
Yeah, me too.
I hate it when I feel sluggish and physically weak and stuff like that. So I know the foods that even contribute to me feeling that way. So a certain diet even will have me feeling sluggish. So I can imagine that if this is your diet, you're constantly eating all this junk food and not so great food that is not good for you. You don't even know that you could feel better than how you're feeling. So I recommend you start exercising, start walking more. I don't know, go to the gym, jog. There's so many ways to incorporate exercise. Not everyone has to be going to the gym to be lifting weights and doing this and that.
And make sure you do it with somebody. I've seen that it helps when you're doing it with a friend. Because if you did alone, one day you do it, and you do it for 2 months, you do it.
That's true.
But if you're doing it with your friend, you can encourage each other, push each other.
And I feel like even the benefits on a physical level.
Yes.
You feeling confident
you feel
in your
good
body and you feel like you look good or your clothes fit nicer. That will keep, it's an incentive for you to keep going. And yeah, it's good for your health, guys. Your lifestyle is so important. I
think we're really at an advantage, being a doctor and a medical student.
Yeah, because you can really see in real time.
Yeah, and it's not pretty, guys. Trust us, it's not pretty. I know most of you don't see it, but you don't want to end up like most of these people in hospital.
Yeah. I think when I talk to some of my non-medic friends and I'm just encouraging them to stay on point, with their fitness and everything, I think it just looks like I'm just but I think for me it's I know that you don't see the big picture, So for me, it's
you don't want to go there. You don't want to see it.
You don't want to go there.
I don't want to go there.
I don't want to go there.
It's because it even hurts me sometimes. Wow. So I'm like, but go gawa boy. This guy like
the things that we see out there, and I feel like when you're young, it just looks so distant. But I promise you that auntie of yours or that relative of yours, that uncle, that grandpa, that whatever, it could literally be you.
Yeah.
They were just young and vibrant just like you. You know what I mean? And maybe they smoked chronically, or poor lifestyle chronically, poor eating habits chronically. And this is what got them there. They just didn't end up there. They were once energetic like you, feeling invincible and everything. And you can definitely impact how that turns out for you.
Yeah.
How your 30s are going to be for you, how your 40s are going to be for you, how your 50s are going to be for you. Sis, I'm trying to be the Kelly Rowland of my time.
Honestly, in my family, what you say, the Kelly Rowland in my family.
Yes. I'm trying to be energetic. I don't know good looking,
Exactly.
and all these things,
Fit.
like, well, as far as possible, I can push it into my lifetime. Because with age, there comes the natural things of age. Our body ages, and that's the natural process. So, but there are ways we can make that process easier for us. I'm not aging and I already need a cane at 40. Because once you're postmenopausal, the osteoporosis is coming, the bones are,
are weak,
that is
everything
is but I can impact that, like, with how I build my stamina now, how I build my bone density right now, especially as a woman, with what I'm doing, what I'm eating, the habits I'm building. I want to still be able to run around with my grandkids, if I get that old, I don't want to be a burden to my loved ones because I'm older and I can't move from point A to point B, especially not very far into my lifetime. At least let that be happening when I'm like 80, 90
or something, or 90.
But like, if I'm in my 50s and people are already worrying that maybe we need to switch up the plan because Auntie Tendi is not going to be able to.
She can't walk. She can't feed herself. She can't
exactly. Or now I've just gained so much weight that even traveling, people cannot travel with you anymore. Like, these things are real hindrances. Look at my 600-pound life. I'm sure it's not fun.
I used to watch
not
that
be
so
able
much.
to do regular things.
It's so sad.
It's sad.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure.
And you can tell that they actually regret their lifestyle.
And they're so depressed that it's now a vicious cycle, because now it's like, well, it's not even like I can do anything else but eat. But it shouldn't get there. It shouldn't get there. You shouldn't have to have a health scare. I was recently watching this Nigerian lady. She's a comedian. I think her name is, she was on Jennifer's Diaries, I think.
Only the short hair.
Yes, and like tomboy vibes and everything.
I know.
And I think she had like a gastric sleeve. So she had weight loss surgery, but she was talking about like all the, the health conditions she was having prior. She had spells of like
she did
fainting.
down,
Yes, she had spells of like fainting when she was at shows and things like that. And that was like the reality check for her. And I feel like, wow, these things are real. And just because people are not talking about it
doesn't mean they're not going through
people are making it look like it's glamorous and this and that. I'm so sorry, guys. It doesn't mean that's how it's like her husband was worried for her. These are real life threatening conditions. Like, you, just because you're looking slim, it doesn't mean that your arteries are not clogged up because you're eating McDonald's and KFC and all this fatty food every day. You will, just like any other obese person, you will have that heart attack. So yeah, guys, like, I think it's very important. Your lifestyle is important, in eating habits, exercise right now when you're still young, and you can build discipline, and
carry it on.
And carry it on. And these are things that you carry on to the next generation. I think I come from a long line of women who live very long in my family, and you can see it in the lifestyle. Like, my aunt who's 70, 70,
and she's still fit.
Do you get my point? She's old enough to be my grandma. Like, she's fit. She can walk by herself. She can. Of course, the age has hit, and there's certain things that she can't do anymore. But she still has that virility and that strength. Like, sometimes I even look at my mom and I see other women her age and the things that they're no longer able to do, but she can still go about herself.
For me, that's my granny. She's 90 and she still goes. What is?
You know what I thought
you
were about to say? I thought you were about to say she goes to the gym. And that's gonna be us.
That's gonna be us. But she still does everything. And like at the village, you have to really do everything by yourself. And she still does it by herself. And it's like, but you need to relax.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that's what is actually keeping her alive.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, for sure.
Because if you don't use muscles, what do? They atrophy. So it's the same principle. Whatever you're not using, it's losing its strength, it's losing its ginger and everything. And you're only increasing ginger for your lungs. Okay, you're only increasing ginger for your liver. Guys, chronic alcoholism.
For your pancreas, you would die. Stop it. Just stop it.
It predisposes you to pancreatic cancer. It predisposes. In fact, alcohol and smoking are risk factors for
everything.
All kind of cancer,
all cancers
that you can imagine. and we're
All
just
cancers.
out here, acting and feeling invincible. I feel like I've already done a lot of damage. Sometimes
Me
I'm like,
too.
what's gonna
Like when I
happen?
think about the year that I was really living life once upon a time, yeah, I'm like, can I
Am I
go
gonna
back? Can I
make
go back
it?
and fix
Yeah,
it?
me too. I think
Yeah,
sometimes. So I don't want you to become like us. We're now
yeah. When
overcompensating now, because there are some things that you
yeah,
can that cannot regenerate. Hey, you
yeah,
just
like
need a
it's gone,
transplant.
it's gone, it's gone. Like,
Exactly. So, like, guys,
mm, we
stay.
thank God for growth, eh?
Yeah, stay on point. Stay on
Yeah.
point on it. Like, so you see, this was just an education segment episode
Mm-hmm.
to just give you just life gems. Do things differently. Do things better. The things that we're doing
We couldn't
better.
do, you do it. Because
Yes.
we're telling you this because we probably didn't do it properly or we
Yeah.
didn't do it at all.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
now we're doing better. Or the things that we caught on fast.
Yeah.
I feel like with me with fitness, I caught on fast because it was before my mid
Mm-hmm,
20s,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and I think I now for the past 3 years I've definitely built a routine. It's
Yeah.
part of my lifestyle.
Mm-hmm,
It's not
mm-hmm.
just something I do as a pastime activity,
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that even after a while I've fallen off. It's something that's there on the back of my mind. I need to
You can
get back
always
on
get
this.
back at it.
I need to get back. So this is how it doesn't mean that you're never going to fall off or you're not going to have those hard times. It just means that it's now become part of your lifestyle. So you're pushed to get back to it, and that's what keeps you, with some level of discipline or some level of consistency. It's so important. It will build your consistency in not only your health, but even in the other
Everyday
things
things,
that
yeah.
you do. It will trickle in there. It will trickle in your finances. It will trickle in your studies. It will trickle
In
into your
career
careers.
as well.
So for me, I think I never used to be into like this buff people or something like this, but now,
No, it's like, I want to be like that.
because for me, I see more than that. I see the amount of discipline and mental strength and
that they had to
dedication
get to
that
that
they
stage.
have.
Yeah.
And for me, it's something that I respect a lot. Like, I think for me, I start to even see that this has to be spilling into other parts of their life. So definitely I think for me it's a plus if someone is disciplined about like the way they work out or they eat or they take care of their body, because I feel like it has to be spilling out somewhere in other aspects of your life. Yeah, I know, Sissy, you have other commitments. Thank you so much. Yeah,
thank you for having me.
Next time you come and we have time. I really wish, like, the people who listen to this podcast, they're like silent listeners,
Yeah, I really
so
wish
I never
I
really
knew,
get
like,
feedback, but it would be nice to actually know like what people want to
guys, give
hear
us
more.
feedback.
Yes, or questions that you have. Do you want us to have sis Rose, sis Tendi, and we have this segment every couple of months, and we just come.
Do you want story time? Because we give you the gist. We have the gist,
and we just answer your questions. We just give you like
true.
real time advice, not all this random advice, like targeted advice that that's targeted to your situation or something like that. Like, we're so ready to do that.
Just don't be afraid to enter Sazi's DM or Tendi. DM. She's very trustworthy. She's not gonna spill your secrets.
No.
Yeah, so you can trust
if
her. Share your story if you want as well.
This city would be shaking.
Because wow, the amount of things we know sometimes.
If I was about that life, this city would be shaking. Yeah,
because maybe someone wants to approach, but then they feel scared, like,
but maybe so if you're scared to approach me, you can approach Dr. Rose.
You can approach me at Dr. Rose on Instagram. I'm always here to listen.
Exactly, and you can, and then you can share anonymously, and then we can
just discuss,
there's the anonymous thing
advice as well.
Maybe is it a link thing?
Yeah,
maybe I should try to do that.
It's a link thing, yeah.
You see, guys, I'm not very tech savvy, so see, this is why I need friends like her, because they will help me to achieve what I need to achieve.
Yeah, the anonymous thing for sure would definitely help.
I think I'm gonna do that so that we can.
I don't even know how to do it, but I just see on
others.
I feel so old sometimes and I don't know how to do this basic like small things, and I'm like, have I reached that stage of my life?
But it's never too late to learn a new skill. There's so many things that I never thought I'll be able to learn that I'm still learning right now how to do, because it's just so important for me, for maybe the goal that I want. Now I'm just like, I have to learn it, and you will learn it.
Yeah.
So it's fine. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Sissy. Thank you, Dr.
You're
Rose, for coming
welcome.
over to the podcast.
Yes,
Spilling
sir.
some gems, this was just in Zwisa, a taster for you to relax, because I will surely be calling you more. And then we have some targeted things
I'll be
that
here.
we'll talk about.
I feel like we have a lot.
So much to share. And I'm very grateful for each and every listener to this podcast. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you guys for continuing to listen. Like, it's crazy. I'm seeing the downloads. We are over 700 now. Like, we're about to hit 1,000. We're about to hit 1,000, and I'm so excited. So
that's exciting.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
I'm just like, thank God. And I mean, if this is a testament to what consistency will do, here it is.
It really is a
keep
testament.
Being consistent, keep pushing for that thing, even when you're tired, even if you feel your energy is, but yeah, rest is also important. But anyways, with that, guys, remember, life is but a journey. So bon voyage. Bye.